Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. This time, we are exploring the world of social media, and more specifically, accounts that exploded in popularity, gaining massive followings
Wow.
in just 24 hours.
Yeah.
And our guide for this wild ride is a
Yeah.
list from the top 10s, a website dedicated to, you guessed it,
Right.
ranking everything
Yeah.
pop culture.
Love it.
Yeah. So it's a fun, lighthearted source, but I
Yeah.
think we can uncover some really surprising
Yeah.
insights from this.
Absolutely. Popularity rankings, even informal ones like these, can reveal a lot about what captures the public's attention and what
Yeah.
people are really, gravitating toward.
Okay, so buckle up,
Let's do it.
because we've got politicians, actors, musicians, even a beloved natural historian on this list.
Wow.
Let's kick things off with someone who embodies the power of fandom. Taehyung,
Oh,
also known as V from the K-pop group BTS.
okay.
When he joined Instagram in December 2021, he gained an incredible 19.1 million followers in a single day.
Wow. Yeah, that's just a testament to the incredible dedication of K-pop fandoms.
It's wild.
These fans are incredibly active and organized online, and they mobilize so quickly to support their idols. It's not just about following accounts. They create fan art, translate content, and essentially act as a global promotional force for these artists.
It's like a whole nother level of fandom.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah, it's really amazing how passionate they are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not limited to Instagram. Remember when BTS debuted on TikTok?
Uh-huh.
They gained 1 million followers in under 4 hours.
Exactly. And that difference in speed highlights how each platform has its own unique rhythm and audience. TikTok, with its emphasis on short-form video and quick virality, often sees faster growth compared to Instagram's more
Right.
follower-driven approach.
Like different playing fields with different rules. Yeah, absolutely. Now, while K-pop fandom is a force of nature, sometimes real-world events can also trigger these digital surges. Take Joe Biden, for example. His Twitter following jumped by 12 million around the time of the Capitol riots and Donald Trump's Twitter ban.
Yeah, that was a truly unprecedented situation.
Yeah.
And it really underscores how deeply intertwined politics and social media have become. These platforms aren't just for sharing updates, they're battlegrounds for shaping public opinion and disseminating information, especially during moments of crisis.
Makes you wonder if those new followers were supporters rallying behind him, or perhaps people from the other side of the political spectrum eager to see his responses. Either way, it's a powerful example of how current events can drive online attention.
For sure. I think
Yeah.
it cuts both ways.
Absolutely. But it's not always about serious matters. Sometimes it's pure nostalgia that fuels a social media explosion.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking about Jennifer Aniston, right?
Yes.
The Friends reunion selfie that practically broke the internet.
Precisely. It was a cultural moment, capturing this wave of nostalgia for a beloved show. She became the fastest to 1 million followers on Instagram, 5 hours and 16 minutes,
Wow.
and racked up 8.6 million in 24 hours. To put that in perspective, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle took 29 minutes longer to reach that first million.
Talk about the power of a well-timed selfie.
Yeah.
But here's what I find interesting. Her Friends co-star, Matthew Perry, joined Instagram a few months later and only gained 4.4 million in the same time frame. Still impressive,
Right.
but not quite Aniston level.
Right.
Do you think it was all about the Friends reunion hype?
Or could Perry just be, less skilled at Instagram?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think it's likely a combination of factors. The timing of Aniston's debut coinciding with the Friends reunion undoubtedly played a role. But let's not forget her pre-existing global fame. She was already a household name, and that built-in recognition likely contributed to her rapid growth
Makes sense. It's like she had a head start.
in the race for followers. Yeah. And speaking of leveraging global events for impact, we can't forget about Angelina Jolie.
Ah, yes. Jolie's debut was particularly powerful. She used her platform to share a message about the Taliban in Afghanistan, garnering 5.5 million followers in a single day.
Yeah, it really highlights how social media can be a tool for raising awareness about critical global issues, and celebrities, with their vast reach, have a unique ability to amplify those messages and mobilize support.
It's true. Yeah, it's a powerful reminder that social media can be more than just entertainment. It can be a force for change.
Now let's shift gears and dive into a platform with its own distinct dynamics. YouTube. We've got a story that's both heartwarming and, unfortunately, heartbreaking. Do you remember Tummy 11?
The young boy battling brain cancer who dreamed of becoming a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The YouTube community rallied behind him, and he gained almost 3 million subscribers in 24 hours. Tragically, he passed away shortly after. But his story showcases the incredible power of online solidarity.
It does. It's a reminder that behind the numbers and the algorithms, there are real people with real stories. And sometimes those stories resonate with a global audience in a truly profound way.
It's a powerful testament to the human connection that can be fostered online. Now, on a different note, we have Marília Mendonça, a Brazilian singer who achieved YouTube success in a unique way. She gained 1.8 million subscribers during a live concert stream, demonstrating the platform's power for musicians to connect with fans in real time.
Absolutely. It's creating this shared experience that transcends geographical boundaries. Sadly, like Tamaya Levin, Marília Mendonça also passed away tragically.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
A reminder of the fragility of life, even in the digital age. And speaking of impactful YouTube stories, we can't forget Technoblade.
Absolutely. A popular Minecraft YouTuber who sadly also lost his battle with cancer.
The video uploaded by his father gained 1.6 million subscribers in 24 hours, the most gained posthumously. The outpouring of support and grief from the gaming community was immense.
It was, yeah. It speaks volumes about the impact online personalities can have, especially for younger generations. These creators become more than just entertainers. They become friends, mentors, and role models.
It's a powerful reminder of the deep connections that can be forged online and how those connections can endure even in the face of loss. Now, before we move on, are you ready for a rapid-fire round?
Okay.
We've got a whole bunch more names on this list who achieved lightning-fast social media growth.
Bring it on, I'm ready.
All right, let's start with Rupert Grint, a.k.a. Ron Weasley. He snagged the fastest time to 1 million followers on Instagram, proving that the magic of Harry Potter is still going strong.
It's amazing how that franchise continues to captivate audiences across generations.
Then we have Sir David Attenborough, who, at 94 years old, joined Instagram and proves that you're never too late to embrace social media.
Though his growth was a bit slower compared to Jennifer Aniston's. Perhaps it's a generational difference. Or maybe the allure of a friend's reunion selfie simply trumps the beauty of nature documentaries.
Maybe so. But it's still inspiring to see someone from his generation embracing the digital world.
Yeah, it speaks to the increasing accessibility and reach of social media.
And then there's Johnny Depp, whose TikTok following surged during the Amber Heard trial. It shows how real-life drama can quickly spill over into the digital realm and how online platforms can become stages for public opinion and debate.
It's a fascinating example of how the lines between the physical and digital worlds are becoming increasingly blurred.
Absolutely. And speaking of public figures, we have Caitlyn Jenner breaking Twitter records with her debut, highlighting the power of celebrity and personal narratives.
And of course, Barack Obama, still dominating Twitter even after leaving office, proving that a strong online presence can endure long after one's time in the spotlight.
And we've also got Lisa and Lena, a TikTok duo who gained an astounding 2.5 million followers in 24 hours. It's another example of how that platform has become a launching pad for a new generation of stars.
And then there's Garena Studios, showcasing the rising popularity of esports and live streaming. Maddie Ziegler demonstrating how Dance Mom's fame can translate to TikTok success. And King Daniel, another K-pop star, solidifying the genre's continued dominance on social media.
It's like K-pop has cracked the code for online fandom.
Indeed. And let's not forget Jennie Kim from Blackpink, showcasing the individual power of K-pop stars on YouTube.
Absolutely. And speaking of YouTube trends, Psy's success with YouTube Shorts highlights the growing preference for short-form video content. Then we have Taylor Swift and Charli D'Amelio, both illustrating how established fame can translate to new platforms.
Charli's story is particularly interesting. She achieved an unprecedented 100 million TikTok followers in a year, showcasing the platform's potential for explosive growth.
But it's not always a smooth ride to the top.
Right.
Yeah.
Indeed, Charli also experienced a significant follower loss due to what's known as the snail incident, a controversial moment that went viral for all the wrong reasons.
Right. It's a reminder that the internet can be a fickle place, and even the most popular figures can face backlash. Speaking of which, we need to take a closer look at the fleeting nature of online fame.
It's a crucial aspect to consider. As quickly as someone can rise to the top, they can also fall from grace.
So let's unpack that in our next segment. We'll be right back to delve deeper into what all this means.
Welcome back. We've seen a whirlwind of names and numbers.
It's a lot to process, huh?
It is. But you know, what's fascinating is how diverse those paths to rapid social media fame can be, from global superstars to everyday people kind of thrust into the spotlight. It's a real mix.
It's a digital melting pot, isn't it? All these trends and events and personalities just colliding.
Yeah, and
But what does it all mean? What can we learn from these stories of, like, meteoric rises?
well, for one, I think it highlights the power of online communities, whether
Yeah.
it's those dedicated fandoms like BTS's Army or that collective support for someone like Tamil 11. These communities can drive incredible engagement and growth. It's like a digital word of mouth, but amplified like 1,000-fold.
And people trust those recommendations from their online peers, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It definitely influences who they choose to follow.
For sure. And we can't forget the crucial role of timing and cultural relevance. Remember Jennifer Aniston's Friends reunion selfie? It perfectly captured a wave of nostalgia and propelled her to instant Instagram stardom. Timing is everything.
It's like catching lightning in a bottle.
It is.
You need the right content, the right audience, and the right moment, all kind of converging at once.
Precisely. And as we saw with Joe Biden and Angelina Jolie, those real-world events can also play a significant role.
Mhm.
Social media has become that primary source of news and information for a lot of people, and accounts that tap into those current events can see a huge surge in followers.
Yeah, it's like everyone's flocking to the same digital town square to discuss what's happening.
Exactly.
And those celebrities or figures who are part of that conversation naturally gain more visibility.
They do, yeah. It's also worth noting the influence of different platforms, like TikTok, for example, with that emphasis on short-form video and all those viral trends, has become a launching pad for a new generation of stars. Think of Charlie D'Amelio.
Yeah, she basically danced her way to fame.
She did.
It shows how quickly someone can rise to prominence in that fast-paced world of TikTok,
Yeah.
even if they start with no prior fame.
Yeah, it's true. But remember, it's not just about algorithms and trends. Authenticity and connection also matter. People want to follow accounts that feel genuine and relatable.
Yeah, and that's where that whole parasocial relationship comes in, right? We feel like we know these online personalities even if we've never met them in person.
Right.
And that sense of familiarity can be, like, incredibly powerful.
It can, and it's a reminder that behind every account there's a human being with their own stories, experiences, and vulnerabilities. And that human connection is what ultimately drives that engagement and loyalty.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? What can you take away from all these tales of social media stardom?
Well, I think the most important takeaway is this. The digital landscape is constantly evolving. What works today might not work tomorrow. But by understanding those underlying principles of community, timing, and authenticity, you can navigate this ever-changing world with more awareness and insight.
It's like having a secret decoder ring for the internet.
Yeah.
You start to see those patterns, the connections, the driving forces behind all the trends. And that knowledge can be incredibly valuable.
It can, absolutely, yeah. It allows you to be a more informed consumer of information, a more discerning follower, and maybe even more successful creator yourself. Who knows, you might be the next internet sensation.
Okay, so speaking of internet sensations and how quickly they can rise and fall, we've talked about the power of fandom, the impact of real-world events, the importance of timing and authenticity. But there's one more crucial aspect we need to address: the fleeting nature of internet fame.
It's a double-edged sword, wouldn't you say?
Totally. As quickly as someone can, like, rise to the top, they can also fall from grace. Look at Charlie D'Amelio. She reached those, like, unimaginable heights of popularity, but also experienced a significant backlash after that snail incident. For those who don't know, this involved a video where she acted dismissive towards a personal chef, which led to, like, a wave of criticism and a loss of followers. It's a cautionary tale.
It is.
It's a reminder that the court of public opinion can be fickle,
Absolutely.
and that even, like, seemingly small actions can have major consequences online.
Yeah, the internet never forgets. One misstep, one controversial statement, one unfortunate incident captured on camera.
Yeah.
It can all come back to haunt you. It's a lot of pressure to live under that constant scrutiny.
Right, and that brings up the whole issue of responsibility. If you do achieve that level of influence, how do you use it for good?
Right.
How do you manage those expectations? How do you stay true to yourself in the face of that, like, overwhelming attention?
It's a real balancing act. And it's something we should all consider, even if we're not aiming for millions of followers. Because even on a smaller scale, our online actions have consequences. Our words carry weight. And that digital footprint, it's permanent.
So as we continue exploring this world of social media, I think it's important to do so with, like, both enthusiasm and a healthy dose of critical thinking. Engage with the content you enjoy, support creators you admire, but also think about the bigger picture, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What are the messages you're consuming, the values you're promoting, the impact you're having on the online community? Because in the end, social media is about more than just numbers. It's about connection, conversation, and shaping the digital world we all share.
I love that.
So I want to bring it back to you, the listener. We've explored a lot of different examples today, but what surprised you the most about these rapid rises to fame? What stands out to you from all these stories?
Yeah, it's fascinating to me how there's no single formula for success. It's not just one thing that catapults someone to online stardom. It's this confluence of events, trends, and personal qualities. The internet is like a giant ecosystem constantly evolving with different species vying for attention. And those who adapt quickly, who tap into the zeitgeist, they're the ones who thrive.
Yeah, it's like they've cracked the code of the algorithm, but there's also an element of luck involved, right?
Yeah.
Being in the right place at the right time, having the right content go viral.
Oh, for sure.
It's not always something you can, like, plan for.
Serendipity plays a role, but I think what separates the truly successful accounts from the flash in the pan viral sensations is this ability to build a lasting connection with their audience. It's about fostering a community, providing value, and staying true to your voice.
It's like building a brand, but it's also about being human. People can spot a fake from a mile away. They want to connect with real people, not like carefully curated personas.
Exactly. Authenticity is key, and that's something we can all learn from, whether we're aspiring influencers or just everyday social media users. It's about being genuine, sharing our stories, and engaging with the world in a meaningful way.
So to leave you with one final thought-provoking observation, I think it's worth remembering that internet fame, while alluring, is a double-edged sword. It can bring incredible opportunities, but it also comes with immense pressure and scrutiny.
And it's often fleeting. Today's viral sensation could be tomorrow's forgotten hashtag. The key is to not get caught up in the chase for followers and likes, but to focus on building something sustainable, something that brings you joy and connects you with others.
Well said. And with that, I think we'll wrap up our deep dive, into the world of social media fame. Are there other examples of accounts that gained massive followings quickly? What factors might contribute to those surges in popularity? We encourage you to explore, to think critically, and to share your own insights. Until next time, happy internet exploring.
Yeah, it's really amazing to see just how many different ways there are to kind of like skyrocket to fame online.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
What's striking me is how there really isn't like a one-size-fits-all approach to finding that success.
Yeah.
What works for one person or brand might completely flop for another.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just about following some formula. It's more about like understanding the whole like ecosystem and then adapting.
Exactly. And I think that's a really important takeaway for everyone. Regardless of what your goals are for social media, it's about being mindful of the content that you're putting out there, the audience you're trying to reach, and the way the platform itself works.
It's like having a game plan.
Thinking back to all those different examples we talked about,
Yeah.
it's crazy to see like the sheer variety of paths to social media fame.
Right.
We had everything from like, hardcore fandoms propelling K-pop stars to global events pushing politicians into the spotlight.
Yeah.
And then you've got the power of nostalgia, which Jennifer Aniston just like nailed with that Friends reunion selfie.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And remember that heartwarming story of To My 11?
Oh, yeah.
It just goes to show the power of online communities to really rally behind a cause and make a difference in someone's life.
It's powerful stuff.
Yeah.
But then we also saw how fast that online attention can shift, like with Charlie D'Amelio and the whole snail incident.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder that the internet can be,
Oh, yeah.
a blessing and a curse.
Absolutely. Amplifying both the good and the bad.
Yeah. So I think that's why it's so important to, approach social media with this sense of awareness and intention.
Yeah.
It's not just about chasing those followers and likes. It's about using your platform, whatever size it is, to connect with other people, share your voice, and maybe even make a positive impact.
Well said.
So as we kind of wrap things up here, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought. Think about those accounts you follow, the ones that you really connect with, the ones that make you think, the ones that bring you joy. What is it about them that keeps you coming back? Is their authenticity, their creativity, their ability to like connect with their audience on a deeper level?
It's a question worth thinking about. And, maybe By figuring out what draws us to certain accounts, we can all learn to be better creators and consumers of content and shape the online world into a more positive and engaging space.
That's a great point. So with that, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the world of, social media fame. Thank you for joining us. And until next time, happy exploring.